Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Link to the Past Randomizer bracket presentation here on twitch.tv/speedgaming. I am Dark Magician, and I'm joined here by Adirondack Rick.
Good evening. It's been a really fun group stage of the tournament. We had a lot of close races. We had a lot of exciting races, some memorable races. But things are just heating up with this tournament.
They sure are. We got 42 people who are going to advance into the bracket stage of this tournament. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to 60 other racers who competed in here.
All right, that's it. I'm out of here.
Unfortunately, Rick was one of those as well. He was actually in a group with a tiebreaker. We had 5 tiebreaker groups this tournament. That's 25% of the groups ended up in a 3-way tiebreaker match.
Yeah, that's amazing. The fact that we had such competitive groups that resulted in 5 3-way ties.
Yeah, I think the organizers, not myself, I wasn't involved in the planning of the groups, but they did an excellent job of dividing the groups up into as competitive as they can be.
Yeah, and you got to see a whole slew of ways to play this game. But here we are. We're down to 42 players that are remaining. 42 that are going to be in this single elimination tournament. Best of 3, by the way, for each of these games coming up until the finals.
Yeah, and then the finals, they get into a best of 5, which is even more exciting, especially with how close we expect them to get.
This could be the situation here. We saw several races come down to that one critical item. Just think of how it's going to be here in the brackets.
Oh, I know. I can't wait for that one pedestal seed in the brackets. That gets everybody extremely hyped.
Yeah, and we've had... How many pedestal seeds have we had during the course of the group stages?
If I'm remembering correctly, it was 5. So it's very low number. There's, I believe, a 3% potential originally. I could be wrong. It could only be 1%, but 5 out of 200 races resulted in a pedestal is like very minuscule.
Yeah, and we even saw a 3-way that had silver arrows in that pedestal.
Yeah, that's a nope.
That was a silverless Ganon. Now, what we're going to see here as we move into the bracket stage is that the tricks are really going to be shining. You're going to see a lot more dark room plays. You're going to see a lot more players doing swag moves like the hovers. Like we've seen several of the players show off their hovers pretty well.
Oh yeah, I remember one in particular was Dode hovering over Meyer.
Oh,
so that was impressive.
Yeah, and we have a whole bunch of clips here throughout this entire tournament, and that number is just going to keep going up as we move through the brackets. You know, you guys here, most of you guys are probably here to see the brackets, aren't you?
We have a special presentation before the brackets get started, though. We got a clip compilation. I cannot speak tonight. A clip compilation for you to check out. So we'll get that running, and we'll see you on the other side.
He's going for dashes, going safe strats right now, and I can get behind that. So far, so good. This is so terrifying! Jesus Christ!
What is going on here? This is wow. Okay.
The most intense Armos fight you've ever seen, folks, and he gets through it securely.
That was awesome.
Sunbai with 2 hearts is kind of scaring me.
Yeah, he had some trouble earlier.
Oh, and he's in this room.
He missed. Oh man.
That was so close.
I think he might be about to. Oh!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Advantage. Couple
So
crystal.
Andy needs to remember to go up back to Death Mountain, but we will see. It's the first time we've seen this pedestal open, at least. And it was all for
So it takes so long.
nothing. Wow.
Oh my gosh! It's a
Dreams do come true.
Dreams are being made this seed. Wow.
All right, what you got for us? Already equipping the flute, getting ready
Fire
to fly
rod!
over.
Isn't he my final form ends up heading there at all? Oh, here it is. Moment of truth. It is.
Did he just mirror
Oh.
before opening that?
Did he? Oh my gosh. Oh, no.
So Chris is just setting up a death warp here, so you can get back to the start of the dungeon.
Yep, places the bomb before opening the chest. Nicely done.
So
Honorable Sudoku. Except the fairy!
What? Did you see that?
Oh, cool, you didn't grab it.
I wonder if you noticed.
We'll see that it's only for a piece of heart.
Don't you dare, Nox. Don't you dare.
No, no.
Don't do it, Nox.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
No. No. Nox. Don't play with my own. No.
Oh.
And the mirror's usually not an item that takes too long to get, so...
What? Cruel!
Oh no, why?
All right, now is this gonna pay? If this is something value for him, it just gives him some
it's
for his trouble.
He's like, hey, there's a fairy, so I might as well. Is this gonna troll? This one's gonna
No,
troll
it's doing
me
it.
too.
It's doing it. Oh no!
Wooden arrow, quick kill, which he's very experienced, and I don't see him mess. Oh, he messed it up. Why did I have to say something? And he's out of arrows. Oh, the commentary curse.
Yeah, he
Very
was...
happy. Oh, getting stuck. He's used the hook shot.
He's like, nah, I can
No.
wait this out. Ooh, and the meatballs got him.
We're getting some swagger. Getting some
Nice.
swagger in this Aga 2 kill. Very nice. I think that was a double hit with that net dash.
Oh,
Super cool.
wow.
Whoa,
I'm pretty sure that was
triple
a triple hit.
But, oh, why would he switch sides? No, clear out those eyeballs first. Oh no! Fusion flare! Oh, your muscle memory is going to get you so killed. That was an awesome fight.
And
Unorthodox, for
he
sure.
got the kill too.
2 chests left. Is the ice rod gonna be here?
Oh my god, the last one. Here it comes, folks. There it is. The very last chest.
20 rupees, I think. I think he got mugged on his way to the chicken coop. The crazy chicken lady house. Yo, nice chicken clip from DT through the chicken straight through.
We're unexplored, but the dark world became accessible. It's a much more lucrative.
Let's see what Hype Cave brings. And we already have something big.
It's pretty big.
We got the bow. And oh my goodness, holy mackerel, this is...
Oh my gosh.
my god.
That's pretty hype. Wow.
This is actually the reason why I pick up the lamp.
So the second room here, if you hold... Oh no, why did they mirror? Oh no! Oh, why? Observer's point of view, I really liked this scene mostly for that fact of... Oh! Uh-oh!
Whoa!
Uh-oh!
What?
You help. Yeah, absolutely. That definitely swings the advantage in Rick's favor here. And did he just get glitched up onto that ledge there?
Allegedly.
And he's probably going to check the Master Sword pedestal. And what are we going to find? It is the Cane of Samaria.
Alanim has found his big key. No torch glitch here, not really too big of a problem, but you have Sulfurs. Oh,
He
wow!
almost fell, but he actually died.
The combo!
It's gonna waste a fairy and still fall. Oh, that is one of the most unfortunate things I've seen on that fight.
He has got to be very upset with himself.
Too much love in the seed.
Here, I got my kazoo for you. Let me do some Dark World. Should I keep going?
I do believe that hookshot can be in turnaround.
Nope. Bird flip. Bird throw. Bird hype.
Yes, GLS with the bird toss. I'm loving it.
Bird toss. Okay, I'm still learning. See, I thought it was cool to carry him with you into the dungeon, but I guess it's cooler to toss him.
I would also like to remind you, Willer, that this is a family-friendly stream, and flipping the bird is not required in any Link to the Past stream.
Absolutely.
Just not able to play as conservatively.
Oh,
and there
Trevor
goes
just getting a triple hit.
Man.
Oh man.
Cannon, and that is the GGs.
Just give us this item. Yeah, he's not even gonna switch to it. Watch it not be the case, Mario. Oh, we did
It's a gain!
The fourth
That is
pedestal required seed. Oh, there it is.
That is the proper reaction there.
And we see a dock forfeit from Buzz. And that's your race, everybody.
It seems that if you can round up about 35 PogChamps, we can get your entire debt forgiven.
All right, Twitch chat. I'm gonna need your help on this. Can I get some PogChamps in chat, please?
Wow, did he get all 3 of those shots in?
Oh, perfect lane. I'm loving this.
Wow.
That was a 2 cycle. I've never seen that.
You'll get what I mean when y'all see it. By the way, 19 was the pre-Ganon items. 33.
33.
That's what I mean. Also, very interesting choice by Dode here to hover.
Man. Looks like Futon's going to get some old man love.
Alright, finally gets him out of the way. Now there's nothing stopping it. Wow.
He's ethering him for that insult to injury. He is really showing that guy what for. Now he's frozen and he's getting hammered. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Brutal,
the violence.
Savage, wrecked.
No, he's
That's
chicken a
lying.
green potion. To bottle him.
He wants to catch it, but he let it go. He could have picked it up and refilled his heart. Get it. Yeah.
You mean like a Fresca? Oh, and the tempered sword! And the big key! And the butter sword! Oh my gosh. What is this seed? That was more hype than Hype Room. Oh my gosh.
Needed to have been done, but I like hitting the the wall of that.
I've never seen that.
This is.
And he's going to be smashing his head.
I could have had the mirror this whole
Why
time.
Why didn't I get here earlier?
Oh my goodness, I wasted time on.
There it is.
4 dungeons. Yeah, freak out.
And there's the sword slashes.
Freak out, Sean. Get it out of your system. Waste your fire rod. Get it out of your system, dude.
Cool getting in 2 hits, and Janus also getting into hits, and Cool finishing off Ganon just a little bit before Janus. Oh my god! This has been a really close race. Oh my god, this is incredible. And Janus being very close to the finish as well.
The difference between both runners in SRL time is 19 seconds.
Again, but you got to remember though, he's got a leg up on Alucard in that he has a lift upgrade. Although that's arguably not. Oh, the
my gosh! Wow!
Oh my god! Charizard! Charizard had the cane! Oh my gosh!
Alucard is not
And are we going to get a validated run? The Fred's bombing the validation chest! But let's take a look, see what Rick decides to do for the validation chest here.
Is he gonna open it?
No, he's gonna bomb it too!
Oh, he's also gonna bomb it!
Double bombs!
We have a double DQ! I love it!
Oh, Vitor, what are you doing?
No!
Vitor, no!
Oh, he was going for the... He wanted to validate his run, and he... Oh.
As Saban finishes up Ganon.
Finishing in style.
Now, those were some moments.
That was a lot of hype, and there's only more to come.
You know, we had so we had a lot of moments there. I mean, how can you choose your favorite moment of the tournament like that?
Yeah, this is just a lot of thanks goes out to everybody who submitted a clip for this. I put them all together. I shortened some. I sped some up to make them last a little bit shorter. But this all goes out to the community who submitted these clips.
Absolutely. I think we got some business to take care of here, Dark.
We do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these brackets.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at these brackets here. 42 people make it in. And again, once again, these brackets start off as a best of 3.
So we're going to reveal these in quadrants. There's 4 different groups that are going to be with this number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 seeds leading their groups. And so we'll start off here. The first race that we have from the Hammer group. First race that we have here from the Hammer group is going to be number 32 versus number 33.
And that's JC, the number 32 seed, versus Raikou Rider, the number 33 seed.
Sorry, I need to pull up my notes. I forgot to do that right before. Okay. And so the winner of that race is going to go on to face the number 1 seed, which is Evil Ash.
Evil Ash with the fastest average time in the tournament. But we'll talk here real fast about JC and Raikou Rider. Raikou Rider, the second place finisher in Group D. Got a little bit of help from some of his group mates as he won 3-1 in his group. JC out of Group R, also 3-1.
Yeah, JC's a little bit of a surprise. I expected a 4-0, but then again, nothing's a guaranteed in Randomizer. So speaking of the 4-0, Evil Ash ends up only having raced a single race because of what happened with his group. It was unfortunate. So he ends up with only his average time, which was 1 race. So that automatically puts him up at the top seed. He did not have the fastest time in the tournament, but he has the fastest average.
And just the way that these things were seeded here, we started off with all the 4-0s, then the 3-1s, and then the 2-2s got seeded, correct?
Yeah, it goes by your record, and then it goes by your average time.
So that means the person who had the fastest time in this tournament, we are not going to be talking about him for a few minutes.
Yeah, so he's going to get a bye here, and we'll go on and see what the next matchup here in this group is. It's going to be the number 17 seed versus the number 16 seed. And that's going to be Ninja Bro out of Group N against Newbie. Both these guys won their groups.
Yep, Ninja Bro out of Group N had the fastest time of our group with a 1:32. At Newbie 404 coming out of Group S ended up beating up Parisian player to clinch his spot here into the tournament here in the bracket stage.
Yeah, like you said, nothing's going to be a give. Everything's going to be really rough. Both these guys were 4-0, and they're facing each other right away.
Yeah, and of course, that means the winner of this would go up against the winner of the 1 versus the 32 versus 33 winners. So it could be a tough road for either one of these guys when they get to the second round. But that's what this tournament's all about. You never know what's going to end up happening.
Indeed. So we'll go on to the next group, or the next race, which is number 24 versus number 41.
Number 24 is Swerb. And number 41 is Dodecahedron. We mentioned Dodecahedron over the course of a few of the highlights you saw. He's well known for doing a lot of hovers, but ended up being the first one to figure out that Misery Mire was the path in his three-way race-off in Group Q that netted him the spot here in the brackets.
Yeah, that was a very exciting group. It could have gone any ways. And it's amazing that Dode was able to pull out that win, so GG to him.
And the winner of that race, winner of that bracket, will go up against the number 9 seed. And the number 9 seed will be Pigapals. Pigapals, rather.
Yeah, so Pigapal came out of nowhere. He wasn't very highly ranked when he first entered this, and sure enough, he popped right in there, got a 4-0 and a 143 average. Quite impressive.
Yeah, he's definitely shown a lot of skills throughout this entire tournament. We've seen several other people who've come out of nowhere. Like we mentioned earlier, Najembro, the number 17 seed, he came out of nowhere too to get to where he is in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. He said he played very little before the tournament, and sure enough, he grinded up the 4 wins to get to move on. So it's very exciting. And rounding out this bracket, we'll get down to the number 25 and the number 40 seeds. Yet another third place or three-way tie person who benefits here.
Yeah, that's correct. But first, we're going to talk about the number 25 seed. That'd be Nini Z. 3-1 record, average time of 150 and change. Fairly consistent in his 3 wins that he had in his group. He'll be going up against, let me see, somebody out of my group, I believe.
Yeah, F. Coughlin.
Yes, F. Coughlin, or Fred as we know it here, went 2-2, ended up winning the race-off against Elminster and Dark Ori in a race seed where it turned out to be a forced silverless Ganon because none of these guys were going to collect 3 pendants to pull the silvers out of the pedestal.
Yeah, I finally remember your call on that one when Fred exposed the Silver Arrow text and you said, everybody get ready for that silverless.
Yep, Fred, just like Ninjembro out of the group, was one of those players who had not done Link to the Past randomizers before this tournament was announced. So that's, you know, it just goes to show you that you get a few good races together and you can make it here to the brackets and have yourself a very good time here. So those two will be going up against
the number 8 seed, which is going to be Andy, but not the Andy you think. It's actually the AND4H.
Yep, AND4H ramps up the the Hammer group here out of Group I. And should be a lot of fun here seeing who we have in this group, who will be coming out of this group, and we move along throughout this entire tournament.
Yeah, indeed. So this is going to be a very exciting group with the number 1 seed hanging out here. And a couple, not just a couple, plenty of lesser-known racers who have put in a great show between, as you mentioned, Ninjembro and Fred. But also Dode wasn't very known, or Pigapal. So, I mean, this bracket could be anybody's up here.
That's correct. So just a rundown once again: Evil Ash, the number 1 seed; JC, the 32 seed; Raikou Rider, the 33 seed; and Jembro, the 17 seed; Newbie 404, 16 seed; and then Pigapal's number 9 seed; Swerve, the number 24 seed; Dodecahedron 41; Nini Z 25; F. Coughlin number 40; and Andy 4H to round up this part of the bracket at number 8. Time to move on to our next group.
Yes, the Hookshot group. in case Chad hasn't noticed that we started making a theme for these groups.
And I wonder if the chat's going to notice the name that's going to pop up here first. Somebody who's talking besides me is going to be in the first matchup of this group, the number 31 seed Dark Magician versus 34 seed EOD Tex.
That's correct. And as far as everything I've seen of him, he's going to be a tough competitor to overcome, if I can even. I believe he went 3-1 in his group.
Yes, he
a
did.
Very strong group, in fact. So, very impressive.
Yeah, his group included the winner of that group, Amazing Amphros, and EOD Tex ended up going 3-1 in Group M. So he's going to be a fierce competitor. And Dark Magician, I don't know what you can say about this, man. So I won't.
Yeah, I ended up going 3-1, so it was a good showing. But I mean, 2 3-1s going at it can be anybody's. And I'm definitely not looking forward to who we'd face next.
Who are they going up against? Some number 2 seed who was very, very consistent in this tournament. In fact, had 3 of the sub 90-minute runs. In fact, it was the fastest until somebody ended up topping him. I think it's now with like the 3rd fastest time in the tournament. Mike the V, the number 2 seed.
Yeah, I believe it is the 3rd fastest time. In fact, we'll take a minute just to mention that about fastest times. The fastest time was by a single runner, but the fastest losing time was in the exact same race, and they were the top 2 fastest times in the entire tournament. So it was quite remarkable.
Yep, Mike the V, rather. A 123, a 129, a 129, and then some 152 effort. Not sure what happened there, but his average being one of the best there at 133.57. He's going to be a beast to have to play in the first round, or the first main round of this tournament, coming up the round of 32.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of the best at the game, honestly. I believe he's just now pushed down his no major glitches time even further as well. He puts a lot of effort into this game.
And with that, we now move on to the 18 versus 15 matchup here. The number 18, some guy named Andy. It's the Andy we're thinking of.
Yeah.
And he's going to be going up against the number... Yep, he's going to be going up against the number 15 seed Fuzda.
So I didn't get to see much of Fuzda. I saw plenty of Andy, but both of these guys are 4-0 as well, so right out of the gate.
Yeah, a lot of these groups ended up having 4-0s. In fact, there was only one group where the winner of the bracket ended up, or winner of their group ended up being a 3-1. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later on. But Andy coming out of Group A, that was a very, very competitive group with Unos as well as Miria and Dan Carne, which gave us that awesome 3-way race that started off the first of the 3-way races here in this tournament. And Andy just showed off a lot of skills. He had a nice come from behind win over Dan Carne in his one of his races, where Dan Carne entered Ganon Tower like 3 minutes ahead, and Andy just swallowed him up and spat him out whole in that entire Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, he really showed what knowing just basic no major glitches stuff can really pull you ahead in this game, in this tournament, with the speed he was able to go through there.
And speaking of his group, we're going to talk about the 23 versus 42 match right now. The number 42 turned out to be Unos out of Group A, who won that race off. We'll talk about him in just a moment. His opponent will be one of our favorite trackers, Tear.
Motherbird Tracker, sure enough, is going to be number 23 seed. I believe he's a 3-1 and one of the best times for the 3-1s.
Yeah, Unos coming into this tournament here is the number 42 seed, which means it'll be the bottom of the seeds, but I would not want to have to face Unos at all in this tournament here. And one thing to be said about Unos, right side big key.
Yeah, that was a huge gamble in his 3-way. And, I mean, the 3-way was set up by Unos from the get-go when Andy was having difficulties with his console in their very first match, and
oh my god, yeah.
Andy lost 6 crystals, I believe, on a reset, and Yunos was the better person. Not necessarily better person, but the bigger man.
Yunos
stepped aside, knowing that
Yeah.
this was Andy's match, and he deserved the win.
Yeah, and Yunos, he just ended up just staying there, knowing what happened to Andy, opted to stay right there, and waited for Andy to come across the finish line. One thing I do remember about Yunos was that epic match between Miria Chan that set up the three-way race-off when Miria just navigated her way through the dark rooms and Yunos trying to play catch-up, and that was a great match right there. But Yunos is going to have a fantastic run here. Yunos is a very fair, very fierce competitor, so he will definitely give Tara a fight here. This should be a very good match. It may be a big difference in numbers as far as the seeding is, 23 versus 42, but expect this to be a very big showdown between these two.
Absolutely, yeah. Eunice's time is hurt by that forfeit, but either one of these guys can go either way.
And that shows why the average times really mattered a lot in this tournament. As we now move on to the remainder of this hookshot bracket, number 26 seed is Parisian Player, who will be taking on the number 39 seed Fat Home. Parisian Players...
Jumping the gun a little bit there, Rick. We still got the number 10 seed to expose, the guy who's going to face the winner between Tara and Yunos.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. We definitely did jump the gun. Well, Tara and Yunos will be taking on the number 10 seed. You want to talk about him a little bit?
Sure, that's going to be Alucard. He came from my group, 4-0, and an excellent time overall to be the number 10 seed. I believe he has a 143, so the same time as a Pika Pals. A very impressive showing by him.
Yeah, and one thing that you could say about Alucard is his times were consistent. All 4 of his races were between 141 and 146. How about that from consistency when you never know what's going to happen in Randomizer? So
I'm
I
excited
guess
to see what else happens there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So expect some consistency from Alucard here, and there should be a lot of fun here, meeting up the winner of the Tara Yunos matchup coming up in just a few, coming up in that second round, the round of 32. Well, I guess we spoiled it. Go ahead and show it.
Might as well reveal it.
Parisian Player, number 26 versus Fat Home rather. Parisian Player, one thing comes to mind: the Frog Tour 2017.
Yeah, Parisian Player, he's all over this game. He's one of our keyboard players with no major glitches. He's very well known for having run the game blindfolded, which in itself is quite the feat. But he also loves to play the game at 2x speed, so that just gives you a little background on him. Meanwhile, PH at home, he benefits from circumstances, let's put it that way. He had some things happen in his group. He only was able to play 2 of his matches out of the 4, and ended up getting enough wins to move on.
So these two should give us a good matchup here, but let's talk about who they will be facing here. The number 7 seed, Christos Owen.
Yeah, everybody's favorite tea-sipping friend from the UK.
Better grab some Earl Grey and get ready for the matchup here and hope that he forgets that he has a fairy in the bottle when he tries to do another death abuse.
That was a great clip in Palace of Darkness. We've all been there.
Nice to forget that you have a bottle. That's unfortunate. So that wraps up the hookshot bracket. As you see these names on here, there's a lot of really good names, and this should make up for some really interesting matchups, whether it be in the first round, the round of 32, or even the round of 16.
Yeah, the first group was like I said, a lot of lesser known players. But this group is lots of the bigger names that, it can be anybody on this list right now that can move on.
Could even see a 42 seed, a 39 seed, a 26 seed. It could be any of these guys who move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, with the next group coming up, what do we got?
Yeah, our next group is going to be the Ice Rod group, I believe.
This sounds like a chili group. They might be as cold as ice.
Yeah, this one's got a name that everybody's going to expect, but first off, the person that they're going to face between number 30, Leodox, and number 35, DJ Tifa Hart.
Both of these players, I really didn't get a chance to see all that much during the course of this tournament here. Leodox and DJ Tifa Hart here should give us a very good matchup here between the 30 and the 35. I believe both of them ended up going 3-1. As DJ
they
Tifa
did,
Hart
yes.
And Leodox ended up coming out of Group I.
And they both have very, very similar times with Leodox with the 157 and DJ Tifa Hart with the 215. When you're getting these 2-hour times, that means that you're hitting seeds that are just being very trolly. So anything around 2 hours is quite excellent.
So the winner of the best 2 of 3 in that matchup will be facing off against the number 3 seed. The leaderboard for SRL says his name on there. It's ACMLM, who had to deal with a nice podium seed and still got a sub 2.
Yeah, what can we say about him? I mean, he's just a beast when it comes to A Link to the Past, especially when it comes to A Link to the Past randomizer.
Yeah, you know, we could say much more about it, but you know, he's gonna show it off on the console when it comes to be his turn in the round of 32. The blind pedestal pole to find the Canis Samaria, but you know, he's going to be a beast no matter who he faces off against. You know, you've got to be on the top of your game when you face off against ACMLM, no matter what the game's going to be, but definitely for who's going to be the winner of the Leodox DJ Tifa Hart coming up in that second round.
Yeah, I just hope that if ACMLM makes it to the finals, that we finally get a post-race interview. Wink, wink.
We better get a post-race interview, especially when if he walks away with this entire thing.
So moving on from there, we got the number 19 seed versus the number 14 seed. Number 19 is going to be Wild Anaconda, number 69, against number 14, which is Kanzion. Again, both of these guys are 4-0. It's a recurring thing that you're going to see in this round. Lots of 4-0s have to face off immediately.
Yep, DJ Tifa Hart was 3-1 in her group. Ended up losing to Wild Anaconda, who won 4-0 for the number 19 seed. Kanzion comes out of Group H, where his 4 wins ended up including the person who has the fastest time in this tournament. We'll talk about him when we get to that point.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. That was a very rough group, and I'm very impressed with that win over said person, which I believe we're coming up to pretty soon.
Well, at some point
in
time.
He's going to be in the Fire Rod, so we'll get there. Yeah.
He's one of the 42. We'll get to his name
our next
this evening.
He's absolutely one of the 42. The next one is going to be number 11, Wolfie83, versus number 22, Sean Cass.
You know, Sean Cass is the only person to win his group not with a 4-0 record. The only person who won the group but not have a 4-0 record. Finished with their 3-1. That one race you saw where he decided to burn down the house because he couldn't find the hut that had the mirror in it, which yields him this ranking of number 22, going up against Wolfie83, the winner, and 4-0 out of Group E.
Yeah, these guys are both very, very strong players when it comes to randomizer. That one outlier of what happened with the mirror is the only thing setting Sean back. He had the second fastest time for our 3-1 racers.
And we come up to the next matchup here. I do believe, if I want to look at this correctly, because I don't want to make a mistake and spoil things again, but it does look like we are
you're
correct.
Good. Yeah, it's going to be number 27 versus number 38.
Yep, the number 27 seed turns out to be Aaron Dobb, who is the person who finished behind Wolfie83 in Group E, versus Mysticum, who ended up being one of our three-way winners, who gambled, I guess, in the tile room, if I remember that race correctly, and found a big key in there, and then went 3 rooms to the left and found a butter sword.
Yeah, that was an amazing gamble to go to the tile room first. Must have felt that Mysticum was a little bit behind. And then Set in the post race told us that willing to go through the entire Ganon's Tower to find that sword because he just wasn't comfortable with the Master Sword Ganon. And sure enough, luck had it that the gold sword was in the very first chest room.
Yeah, that was an amazing set of plays right there, and that definitely gave him the ability to go ahead on up to the top stairs there and face off against Ganon and win the three-way race off in that group. And now goes up against Aaron Dobb, who, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to call any of his races here, but should be a very good competitor here. Like I said, the only loss was to Wolfie83 in the group stage.
Yeah, not just the group stage, in the very first match of the tournament.
So the winner of that matchup will be... I'm sorry, the winner of that matchup will be going up against the number 6 seed, Jet082. They don't call it a Jet seed for no reason.
Yeah, Jet has an amazing time in this tournament, and he always puts in an amazing time. He's always gets those lucky fast seeds, so what can you say?
His average time in the tournament, 1:41:02, winning his group, which was Group D.
Which really says something for everybody who placed above him about how tight this tournament was. He has a 141, and everybody near him has a 140. I mean, it could be 3 ranks higher right now with very minimal change. It's been a very tight tournament.
Well, that should be a really fun group right there. I mean, ACMLM definitely at the top of that, but, you know, you're dealing with best 2 out of 3 for all of these races here. You never know what's going to end up happening. One of these guys could pull a big surprise.
Yeah, it's anybody's match. We got 4-0s already facing against each other. So, I mean, this whole bracket's no slouch.
All right, well, that's 3/4 of the bracket. We still have one more group to take a look at, and you want to introduce that group for us?
Yeah, sure enough. We'll move on to the next group, and as many people probably guess, is going to be the Fire Rod group.
Yeah, you kind of spoiled that one for us. The Fire Rod turning out to be another one of those big things that kept a lot of our runners from go mode. And we're going to see in the first matchup here in the first round, number 29 seed, the OK Guy, going against the number 36 seed, Rubel.
Yeah, Rubel was another person who made it out of a 3-way tiebreaker match with another gamble, I believe. He went into the basement of Hera and found the item that nobody else had.
That's right. The basement gamble on the Tower of Hera where you had to light the torches, found out there was something very, very important coming out of there, versus the OK Guy, who ended up losing his race to the Willard J. Bradley for one of the clips you saw there when the Ice Rod turned out to be deep in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that was a great match. So either one of these guys end up going on. I don't know. Did you introduce number 4 seed?
I didn't, but it's already up there on the screen for everyone to look at. It's number 4 seed, New Life 88.
Yeah, number 4 time. He's 15 seconds average behind ACMLM. New Life really put in quite the effort this tournament, and I can see great things happening for him.
Yeah, he's the 4th and final of our sub 100-minute average players here coming out of Group K, and just really tore apart these seeds here and has an amazing time here of 139.30, as you mentioned before, and, you know, should be a beast to play here in this upcoming group.
Yeah, but this group's got quite a few amazing players that we'll get to. Sure enough, let's go ahead and move on to number 20 and number 13.
You know, we've seen these two pair together in the commentary booth several times. Had a lot of fun. One of them is known for the kazoo. The other one is known for the Swag Duck anthem. Willard J. Bradley, the number 20 seed, versus number 13 in the name of DT.
Yeah, I think we just gotta get these guys together. They'll do their own commentary and they'll put a song together for us.
So we've got the Swag Duck anthem versus Team Kazoo, or Slide Whistle, depending if you fall down during Moldern 2. But, you know, it should be a really good matchup between these two here. Willard J. Bradley winning his group in Group O. Unfortunately, his group got a little condensed because, well, things ended up happening to his group. In the name of DT, coming out of Group U, and both of these guys should really have a great time together.
Yeah, this is going to be quite the matchup, and I'm definitely going to tune in for that one.
You know of another matchup I'm going to turn in for, and that's the 12 versus 21 matchup.
Yeah, I mean, number 12 is going to be amazing Ampros, and as the name implies, he is amazing when it comes to anything randomizer.
Yeah, whether it's Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Zelda 3, Amazing Ampros definitely is a fierce competitor. But he's going to be facing off against the player that had the only player in this tournament to have a sub 80. The number 21 seed, AJ Neb 174, who got a 119 in change in a race where he beat his opponent by only 4 minutes.
Yeah, so Ben is actually quite the notable thing. He has the absolute best time for all the 3-in-1s, but he also has the absolute best time for anybody who played 4 matches. He has a 1:30:04. That's 3 minutes better than Mike the V.
And, you know, that says something right there. We're going to have an amazing matchup between these two. Amazing Ampros knows strategy, knows how to play, knows how to execute, knows how to route on the fly. Has a lot of reasons for the plays that he makes, so I'm looking forward to this matchup. Should be a lot of fun there. The number 12 seed Amazing Ampros versus the number 21 seed AJ Neb 174. We've got one more matchup and a top seed still to announce here. And I'll go ahead and announce this next player just by saying exactly what the commentators did in the clip package. Cruel, 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 cruel!
Yeah, that's it. Number 28, Cruel, moves on. He came out of ACM-LM's group, which is no slouch thing to do either. That was a very tough group.
Absolutely. He'll be facing off against the number 37 seed Iggy Dota.
Iggy Dota coming out of a group with yet another 3-way. It was between him, Simbai, and Stravarius. I believe I said that name correctly. So that was a very interesting match, and so that one was a little bit of an outlier. We had to have one of the players record a run, and 2 of them ran against it, and I just want to say thanks to these guys for being so willing to do that and meet this deadline so we can get this bracket stage going. And congratulations to Iggy.
Iggy taking the 37 seed right there, and the winner of that best 2 of 3 will be facing off against the number 5 seed Mr. Wonder.
Yeah, Chris was one of those who got all his matches out of the way very early on. And I mean, by very early on, I mean he went 4-0 and posted one of the very top times that hung on for the entire rounds.
Mr. Wonder coming out of Group L with an average time of 1:40:37. No. Perfect 4-0 was the reason why Tear is a 3-1 instead of a 4-0. And kicked butt. I mean, I didn't really get a chance to see any of Mr. Wonder's races, but know that he's going to have a big fun time right now. Now, that completes this bracket. That's all 42 of them.
Yeah, we got, I believe, 4 matches against 4-0 players. Or maybe it's even 5. Yeah, 5 matches against 4-0 players. And 4 matches against group winners, and I mean, this is just, let's hit the ground running. This is amazing.
Yeah, this is going to be a fantastic tournament here. Once again, we do want to stress this again, as I've mentioned it a few times already. This is the best 2 out of 3 to advance to the next round. So we've got still a lot of races to come up. In fact, between these next 2 rounds, we're going to go ahead and have a good 80 races to come, guaranteed, and that's not even counting any of these that go to a decisive 3rd game.
Yeah, we have a lot of Link to the Past left to play, and once we get to the finals, we're going to have the best of 5 going on. So
yeah, you want to talk a little bit about how the scheduling of this is going to end up going for those who are not a part of this tournament?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is all these matches that are scheduled right now, we're going to have the people who have to play in. They're going to be playing in the first week. They have a best of 3 to play. Originally, it was going to be that they had to do them back-to-back, but on second consideration, having to sit for 6 hours is going to be quite rough on these players. So we're going to just do a best of 3, play it however you'd like to. And we're trying to get these done a week at a time, but again, playing it by ear. So the first 3 rounds, if I'm remembering correctly, are all going to be best of 3. And then the final 2 rounds are going to be best of 5. I may be off quietly. Chat, feel free to correct me. I don't have the challenge rules pulled up at the moment.
That's what I'm looking at right at this moment. So, you know, we got a lot of great matches coming up here. A lot of great races still to come.
And in fact, we're going to have an exhibition match going on here in just a few minutes over on Speed Gaming 2. I believe it's going to be Christos Owen against Andy, doing a glitched open seed, if I'm remembering what they discussed.
Okay, just to reaffirm what we were talking about, it is best of 3 up till the it's up including the semifinals. The championship is the best of 5.
Okay, so everything up until the championship's going to be a best of 3. But that's still plenty of matches for everybody to enjoy.
So the rules pretty much are going to be, and I guess we should just discuss this really fast here. We are still using the old logic until we get to a point where all runners agree to run with the new logic. But at this point, we're still running the old version 18 logic, correct?
Yes, we're going to run V18 until there's been a poll going. At the beginning of each stage, we're going to run a new straw poll and let everybody who's still in it decide if we move on to the V19 logic or stay on V18.
And just to kind of let people know what the difference between the two is, it's the logic is a little bit different, plus the progression of items is a huge difference in that. Once again, it comes down to the runners here. They joined the tournament with the belief that it was the version 18, so until all runners agree to play the version 19, we're going to still continue, where the possibility is that the chest that's sitting right next to Zelda could have Butter Sword.
And I will specify, or clarify that, it's not just when a majority votes it even. It's if there's any opposition, we will not move on. We don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable here.
Absolutely. So at what point are we going to start seeing these matches?
We'll see the scheduling start taking place any moment now, I'm sure, now that everybody knows their opponents. And just keep your eye out on the tournament schedule. It's going to be the exact same schedule sheet. I'll put a link real quickly in the chat for that. So you can just continue checking on that same schedule page. Hopefully we can get some more matches scheduled here on Speed Gaming. It's been a blast. I want to give big thanks to Feasel and Mythical and the Speed Gaming community in general for hosting this tournament for us.
I just want to ask you one question here, Dark, and this is just because I'm thinking of it at this moment. Did you ever think we would have a tournament on this channel that gets a regular draw of 1,500 to 2,000 viewers per race?
I mean, I've come from a stream that has 1 to 2, and the tournaments I've mind how much you guys are really enjoying this, and I'm enjoying being a part of it.
And so too am I. I mean, I'm going to still continue to do commentary for these races, even though I'm out of the tournament. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, I mean, I want to give a big thanks to everybody who's been a part of this tournament. Everybody who's contributed, whether it be the runners, because, I mean, we can't do anything without them, but definitely to the commentators, everybody stepping up to do these roles, fill these races. It's taken a lot of burden off my back. We got the people who did the graphics, so we want to thank those guys. Everybody who's been highlighting clips and the races for us and putting them out on YouTube. That's always a real benefactor to this thing to run smoothly.
And let me just say honestly, let's also thank the people who are coming by and watching these and have been talking about it. And not only but talking about it, but starting to play themselves. I mean, we just had a weekly race at 3 p.m. last Saturday that had 72 runners.
Yeah, it's amazing. When Randomizer first came out, we'd be lucky to get 15. And this thing has just exploded in this past month, and it's all because of you guys, the viewers.
And we're going to continue to give you some very exciting races. I mean, we're in the brackets. These races are going to come down to a point where one decision might be the thing that changes the path of the race. But, you know, we've got a exhibition match coming up on Speed Gaming 2 in just a few moments, but we also got something coming up here on Speed Gaming, this channel here, that we've got to go ahead and get towards in just a moment, because Mega Man X2 is coming up right in a few minutes here on Speed Gaming. Then also coming up at 11 o'clock is a Zelda 1 randomizer race, and this is actually going to be a very fun race if you guys are into randomizers. It's going to be between Jam Eviler versus Jay Coper. Both of them are 2-1 in the tournament. One will qualify for the brackets in that race. The other has to do a race-off this upcoming Saturday to try to make the brackets, so that's going to be a lot of fun. They're both very skilled at randomizers, so that should be a very fun match. I'm going to be here for the call for that. It's going to be at 11 o'clock Eastern in about 1 hour. So Mega Man X2 coming up next here, and an exhibition matchup coming up. Want to mention that one again?
Yeah, that one's going to be over on twitch.tv/speedgaming2. That's going to be a match between Christos and Andy. I believe chat is having a vote right now on which version they play. There's so many versions of Randomizer, and thank you for that link, Miria. There's so many versions of Randomizer and these guys are proficient at them all. So they're just giving the keys to you guys. You guys drive this stream. With that said, I want to thank everybody for coming out, enjoying this bracket viewing, and enjoy Mega Man X2 or Link to the Past exhibition match, your choice. I also want to thank Rick for coming out and doing the commentary with me tonight.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you for asking me. And if you guys can't read the brackets, there will be you will have the brackets up on the challenge page coming up really soon, correct?
Yeah, I'll get them up as soon as I get off the call here. I'll get it all sorted out, and it shouldn't be more than 30 minutes that everything is live and ready to go. In fact, if you go over to the challenge page in about an hour, I will open up predictions for everybody to have at it and choose what you think is going to happen.
You want to participate in pick 'em? Go right ahead. Challenge. Go ahead and link that challenge right now. Let these guys get into the game. Let's have some fun.
I believe there's a link in that. If not, I can fix it.
All right.
Yes,
thank you very much. Yep, there we go. Once again, thank you very much to Feasel and company for hosting this bracket unveil. So let's get on over to Mega Man X2. It's almost 10 o'clock right now, so we have that going on. Zelda 1 Randomizer coming up at 11 o'clock, and these races here in Link to the Past Randomizer, the brackets begin as soon as these guys start scheduling their matches. Could be some even as early as tomorrow. We don't know. So for Dark Magician, for Feasel and the group, and for everyone who's been working behind the scenes for this, I'm Adirondack Rick. It's time to do some Mega Man X2. Good night.